Last year's election brought a lot of new faces to Washington, D.C. But just like that kid at sleepaway camp who keeps wetting the bed, one of them may be going home early.
Tonight, growing outrage at newly elected Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. The noted conspiracy theorist and ardent Trump supporter from Georgia is facing calls to resign and a long-shot bid to expel her from Congress after a review of her social media found in 2018 and 19 she repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democrats, including Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
In a widely shared video from 2019, Greene declaring Pelosi a traitor, implying she should be executed.
It's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason.
She's called for the hanging of Barack Obama. She's called for the hanging of Hillary Clinton.
Right now, they're trying to expel me from Congress. Yep, they don't like a lot of the things I say and do. It's a witch hunt.
Yeah, they don't like the things you said because you called for their execution. They're not looking for a witch hunt. They're looking to stay alive. I mean, people, what kind of psychopath calls for the execution of America's leaders on Facebook? I mean, at least if you did it on Snapchat, it would be harder to find. Also, the puppy nose makes you seem less crazy. And here's why I take this assassination talk seriously from Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's got 3 names. Assassins always have 3 names. Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth, Neil Patrick Harris. That guy kills at every award show. So who is this person that might get expelled from Congress after less than a month? Well, let's get to know her in our brand new segment, Fringe Watching. Meet Marjorie Taylor Greene. In Congress, she represents Georgia's 14th district, right outside Atlanta. And in life, she represents some views right outside of reality.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she won her House race for a district in Northwest Georgia. She has in the past promoted the QAnon conspiracy theory.
Q is a patriot. We know that for sure, but we do not know who Q is. People believe that Q is someone very close to President Trump. According to him, many in our government are actively worshiping Satan, or they call Moloch. I mean, is it going to be true that the child pedophilia in the elites in the Washington, D.C., is that what we're really going to see come out? Is it going to be satanic worship?
Q is in the House of Representatives. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is hardly the first member of Congress to hold some out there beliefs. I mean, Ted Cruz believes that beard is working for him. But QAnon is not just extreme, it's delusional, people. How are you going to be in the government and believe that the government is full of Satan-worshipping sex predators? I mean, it must be exhausting to be walking around the halls of Congress, just constantly opening doors like, aha! No, just a supply closet. Gotcha! No, just a copy room. Bam! No, that's my office. Man, I'm so lost. And it's not just QAnon. In fact, it seems like Greene has a conspiracy theory for every letter of the alphabet.
The Trump-backing Republican embraces completely false QAnon conspiracy theories, and in a newly uncovered video from 2018, claimed former President Obama is Muslim, the Clintons had JFK Jr. killed, and even questioned whether a plane crashed into the Pentagon on 9/11.
It's odd, there's never any evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon.
Facebook posts have surfaced in which Greene called the deadly Parkland High School shooting fake, along with video showing her harassing Parkland shooting survivor David Hogg.
Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? How do you get avid gun owners and people that support the Second Amendment to give up their guns and go along with anti-gun legislation? How do you do that? Maybe you accomplish that by performing a mass shooting into a crowd that is very likely to be conservative. Is that what happened in Las Vegas?
Have you seen the picture of Ruth Bader Gingrich walking through the airport?
Yeah, like
Yes.
the body double for Hillary Clinton. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So
I do not believe that was Ruth. No, I don't think so.
yeah,
I don't either.
Wow. Okay, so RBG has a body double. Hillary Clinton has a body double. This one makes it sound like everyone has their own body double. I mean, that's such a silly thing to believe. Yo, The Weeknd, they're on to us. Get out of there, man. Run! But the big question is, how did Osama bin Karen get elected to Congress in the first place? Well, it turns out she was lucky to be one of 9 Republicans running for the seat, so everyone's attention was spread around instead of focused all on her. Kind of like how there are so many different kinds of Oreo now that you hardly even notice that one of the flavors is human flesh. And while some of the QAnon stuff did come out, mostly what voters knew about her was that she was a hardcore Trump supporter. And yeah, she sometimes sounded like a crazy person, but only in a comforting, familiar way.
She's a former CrossFit gym owner who has had a few roles at her father's construction company, but really has no political background at all.
America's the greatest country in the world. We need conservatives in Washington that will keep it that way.
The Democrat Party is no longer an American party. They are now the party of socialism. They want to rip our borders wide open. They want to kill babies up until birth and maybe even afterwards.
I have a message for Antifa terrorists. Stay the hell out of Northwest Georgia.
God damn! I know which house I'm skipping on Halloween. And by the way, everyone's freaking out about Greene's QAnon beliefs, but if you ask me, the scarier cult she's involved in is CrossFit. I mean, that's just Scientology with jumping jacks. But yes, aside from the cult stuff, a lot of Greene's beliefs are pretty typical for today's Republicans. But she also has a little extra something that makes the far right love her even more. It's racism.
Marjorie Taylor Greene also has a track record of incendiary and racist rhetoric.
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. If you want Islam and Sharia law, you stay over there in the Middle East. You stay there and go to Mecca and do all your thing. And you know what? You can have a whole bunch of wives or goats or sheep or whatever you want. But that doesn't make me a racist because I say leave the statue up there. The most mistreated group of people in the United States today are white males.
On a now deleted Facebook post, Greene questioned whether California's deadly campfire in 2018 was started by lasers beamed down from outer space. Lasers, she says, somehow connected to the Rothschilds, the Jewish European banking family, the target of some of the oldest, laziest, most dangerous anti-Semitic tropes on the books, Jewish space lasers.
Hold on. Jewish space lasers? What, is this lady just playing conspiracy slot machine and going with whatever comes up? Because here's my question. If you were secretly starting a forest fire, why would you use a space laser when you could just use, I don't know, matches? It's such a waste of a Jewish space laser. It's like using the Death Star to make s'mores.
Yes, make sure they're toasty.
And honestly, guys, if you're anti-Semitic, this is a weird way to try and get people on your side. Because when I hear someone saying, Jews have a space laser, I'm like, awesome. Can I join? I will say, though, it is impressive that Greene has some wild racist theory for every group. I mean, no wonder she got elected. Because she's like, I want to be a congresswoman for everyone. Whether you hate Jews, blacks, Muslims, or filthy Canadians, I'm on your side. So, that's who Marjorie Taylor Greene was before she started threatening to kill Democrats. And her calls for violence are nothing new. While some Republicans only came around to supporting an insurrection after Donald Trump lost the election, Greene was rallying the troops even before November 2020.
If this generation doesn't stand up and defend freedom, it's gone.
Yeah.
And once it's gone, freedom doesn't come back by itself. The only way you get your freedoms back is it's earned with the price of blood. When we rise up, we can end all of this. We can end it. We can do it peacefully. We can. I hope it doesn't have to, we don't have to do it the other way. I hope not. But we should feel like we will if we have to.
Okay, no guys, I'm sorry, but calls for a violent revolution just don't have the same weight when you're streaming it from your hotel room. It's time for the people to rise up and take back their freedoms. Excuse me, can I get another towel, please? Because I'm going to the pool. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's spill some blood! No, the cabana will be fine, thank you. So now that all these death threats and conspiracy theories have come to light, Congress is trying to figure out how to deal with Greene. Do you censure her? Do you expel her? Do you use a secret Jewish space laser to distract her like a cat? I mean, one thing's for sure, while Congress tries to decide what to do with her, she's out there getting stuff done herself.
Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene calling on President Biden to be impeached.
Just filed articles of impeachment on President Joe Biden. We'll see how this goes.
What a letdown. Marjorie Taylor Greene came to Washington calling for executions, and a few weeks later she's already settling for impeachment? Man, I guess Congress will turn anyone into a moderate. But you know what? I have a conspiracy theory of my own. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is secretly a Democrat. Yeah, no, think about it. She's making Republicans look unhinged. She's from Georgia, which we all know is a blue state, and she's a member of Congress, which she herself believes is a satanic, demonic cult. Now, if I'm correct, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Democrat, well, that's great news for everyone, because that would be the only way that Republicans would actually want to hold her accountable for anything she's done.